San Antonio Spurs are moving on to the Western Conference Finals to take on OKC. A lot of these videos, I usually talk about Minnesota because I watch more Minnesota than almost anyone else. But I mean, you have to talk about San Antonio for this one. It's just they're ridiculously good. Pure domination in this game, start to finish, pure domination, and it's a testament to how talented they are. Stephon Castle in this game, he came out and had his best game probably of the playoffs, I'd imagine. I feel like he was making everything. He was making super tough threes. He was driving downhill, which he always does. But the threes was like, that was what was surprising. I'm like, dude, what? He just kept making tough three after tough three. Julian Champagny, he was really good. I thought De'Aaron Fox played good. Obviously, Victor Wembanyama. I'm going to get into Wembanyama. But Dylan Harper, I mean, like, they just absolutely dominated Minnesota from the start. And I'll get through with Minnesota real quick. Julius Randle, stinker series. I said it before the series, he wasn't going to have a good series. Just as the San Antonio is a really bad matchup for Julius Randle, and Ant didn't really play good. No one really played good. Hey, Mike Conley played pretty well when he got in, but yeah, they didn't play good overall. And it they kind of overachieved. If you look at like the regular season, you're the sixth seed, had a very underwhelming sixth seed. You take San Antonio, who won 60 games to 6 games. Like, yeah, maybe you lose in five if Wemby doesn't MMA elbow Nas Reed, but at the same time, like Minnesota, like they weren't even. Most people didn't even pick them to beat Denver, so they're definitely going to have to make some decisions. I might come out with another video talking about Minnesota and what I feel like they could do. But yeah, to move on to San Antonio entirely, Victor Wembanyama is just, he might be the best player in the world, and that's probably what I'm going to title this because I genuinely think he might be the best player in the world. Like, I know his impact is insane, like defensively, but I don't know how much I really understood it to the full extent until I was like invested in the other team. Like, I was invested in Minnesota, and I wanted Minnesota to win because they have my favorite player, right? And then you can really tell how good Victor Wembanyama is. Like when Luke Cornett gets in the game, don't get me wrong, I think Luke Cornett's actually really good. But when Luke Cornett gets in, it's just a whole different vibe. Like the way Minnesota plays, everything, bro. It's just different. And it's just a testament to Victor Wembanyama defensively. You can't get any good look. You can never trust how much space you have. Minnesota was overthinking it a lot of the time. You could see them look behind them, and for fair reason, because Wemby, the way he recovers is just second to none, and you can never get a easy shot, especially when they got guys that fly around like Stephon Castle flies around, Dylan Harper flies around, De'Aaron Fox even flies around fairly well. Julian Champagny's not no slouch. Devin Vassell's not a slouch defensively. Like they got a lot of guys that fly around, and if they get beat, you have the best help man and best recoverer in the NBA in Victor Wembanyama. So they're unbelievable defensively. But in this game, I mean, they scored 140 points. He scored 74 in the first half. I think like offensively was more their calling card, and Wemby, like everyone knows about his defense, but his offense is top five in the world. Like it is. Like the amount of attention you have to bring to Wembanyama, because you cannot let him get any sort of positioning and be one on one, because then you can just like throw it way up in the air, and then there's nothing you can do. So you have to do your work early on him, right? But then you can't foul either, and that's really hard to be physical, do your work early while also not fouling. Like that's just super hard to do, and it makes it almost impossible to guard Wembanyama. And it's tough. It's tough. He's an impossible cover because when he's shooting the three ball well, he can drive. Like the amount of drives he had against Rudy Gobert, where he's just like isolating and does a little spin and he's just at the rim. He makes tough shots. He's ridiculous. He can pass. He's a ridiculous player. He might be the best player in the world. I mean, it's at this point Tim, Shea, Luca. Those are the top three in the world. Not Luca. I meant Jokic. Luca's top five in the world. At this point, I have Luca fourth, maybe even fifth. Maybe I have Giannis fourth. I don't know, but Victor is 100% top three in the world. Maybe even top one. It's ridiculous. There's not much more I have to say about this series that I haven't talked about. But what I really want to talk about is is OKC versus San Antonio. Oh man, I remember in the regular season when they were playing, kept saying to myself, like, I need 7 games of this. I need 7 games of this. Like, I need to see a series of this, and we're getting it. And it's going to happen in the Western Conference Finals. To go to the NBA Finals is perfect. This is the perfect scenario. I really hope this doesn't disappoint because I am so excited. I don't know if I've been this excited for a Western Conference Finals ever in my life, because it's like San Antonio like really took care of business 4-1 in the regular season, but OKC's the defending champs and they haven't lost a game in the playoffs yet. You have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's arguably the best in the world, versus Victor Wembanyama, who's arguably the best in the world. You have the best scorer in the league versus the best defender in the league. In the regular season games, that there was some animosity, there was some beef, there was some, it was like a rivalry almost, and it's going to be so fun. The way they match up is interesting. Chet versus Wemby, like historically Wemby doesn't really like Chet, really does not like to lose to Chet. This is going to be super interesting. Now, in terms of basketball and like matchups, right? I don't know what starters OKC is going to come out with. I don't know what's up with J-Dub either. I'm going to go off of no J-Dub just for this scenario. So if you have Shai, they started AJ Mitchell last game. I'm going to say AJ Mitchell because I think it makes it more interesting. You Shai, AJ Mitchell, Lou, Zaya, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Chet Holmgren. Wemby would probably go on either Chet or Isaiah Hartenstein. I wonder if they want him to roam a little bit more, probably Isaiah Hartenstein, but maybe they stick him on Chet just to try to neutralize Chet in general. But then you have to put like Champagnie or Stephon or Vassell. I don't know. They do. It's gonna be weird how they match up versus the double big. I don't really know what they'll do. I kind of think they'll put Wemby on Isaiah Hartenstein, and then maybe they put I don't know, someone smaller on Chet, and then gosh, I get this lighting, bro. And then if Chet like tries to create an advantage, Wemby just like helps, and he shows off his best recovering skills in the world. I don't know. San Antonio's matchup against them's interesting because Stephon's going to be on Shai, I'd imagine. But I mean, you can't stop Shai, and then you got to put someone on AJ Mitchell, and I don't know who can guard AJ Mitchell. AJ Mitchell could have a really good series. Lou's going to be on Box, I'd imagine. But I could see Shai being on Vassell. I need to go back and watch their games to see how they did the matchups, but I would imagine Shai would be on Vassell. Mitchell would be on Stephon? No, maybe you have Lou on Stephon, AJ on De'Aaron. I kind of think OKC matches up better defensively, but again, they have Wembanyama, so it's tough. When you have Wembanyama, then I think defensively you're pretty even if it does seem like on a matchup by matchup basis that you're kind of behind. But again, you have the best defender in the world. But they have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He just it's hard. Wemby's not going to be able to go help off Shai because Shai's not a drive-centric. Well, he is. He drives most in the NBA, but he can shoot a lot of mid-ranges to where, Wemby can't really impact those shots. Like, the thing with Minnesota is that they have a ton of guys that have to get to the rim. That's where they create value, is by getting to the rim and finishing at the rim. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he can shoot a lot of threes. He can create his own shot, and he shoots a lot of mid-ranges, and these are all shots that's hard for Wemby to really impact. And he can still get to the rim when he needs. If Wemby's out the game, or Wemby's for whatever reason not in the paint. Shai's a super smart player and a super skilled player. He can get to the rim. It's tough. Shai's going to have a good series, I bet. I bet he's going to have a really good series. And if they get J-Dub back, yeah, if they get J-Dub back, I definitely got OKC winning. If J-Dub isn't back or misses a couple games, I think it's going to be interesting regardless, 6 or 7 games, no matter what. If Dub misses a couple games, I honestly could lean San Antonio. San Antonio is super skilled. They got a lot of skilled guards that can drive. De'Aaron drives. He's insanely fast. Stephon drives, but in a different way, super physical. Dylan Harper has like an insane handle, also physical, but like creates space with a lot of spin moves. And with his certain ball handling, his like pick and roll reads are really good. They have like a lot of unique different drivers, and it's really hard to stop. They don't really have one formula to offense, and it's really hard. And then you've got Wembanyama, who creates advantages all the time for himself, either from skill or just by height in general. And then you have a guy like Julian Champagnie, who's just a sniper, and he plays super hard. You have Keldon Johnson, who comes in and he's a physical driver. Devin Vassell, he's a guy that, he hits tough shots. He can hit a lot of threes. So it's tough. And then even when Wemby's out the game, you get Luke Cornett, who I think is really good. I think he's a really good backup center. I don't think your defense really falls off a cliff. I mean, it does, because you go from the best defender in the world by far to Luke Cornett, who's solid. But, like, your defense isn't bad with Luke Cornett on the court. So, it's they're really hard to guard, and they have Victor Wembanyama and solid pieces around them. That's why they're such an elite team. It's pretty scary that they're this good already. I mean, if Wemby stays healthy, I mean, this could be a dynasty level team. I mean, once Dylan Harper reaches all-star level, which I'm fairly confident, maybe even all NBA level, I'm fairly confident he's going to get to. This team's going to be really scary. If they can retain their core, I bet they bring Julian Champagnie back on a long-term deal in the offseason. I guarantee they get it done. It's probably going to be a steal of a contract, and they're going to have him long-term. They already have De'Aaron long-term. They're going to sign Stephon long-term, and then you have Dylan Harper on a rookie contract. It's this seems ridiculous. The fact that they could win the NBA Finals and actually have a really good chance to win the NBA Finals this year is scary. It's scary for the league, and San Antonio's going to be as long as Wemby there, San Antonio's going to be a problem for 15 years. It's going to be ridiculous, and it's going to be really hard to beat them. I'm a little bit it's honestly a little bit worrisome how dominant Wembanyama might end up being in the NBA. He could be the greatest player of all time, and this could be a level of dominance that the NBA has literally never seen before. But we'll see. I kind of hope there's more parity than that, but he's that good of a player. But if they beat OKC, I mean, there's not going to be many people who pick the Knicks or the Pistons or the Cavs. Unless the Knicks just steamroll the next team too, and they beat them in 4 games or 5 games, and they dominate them. Maybe some people will be like, the Knicks have been playing crazy good. Maybe, and I might be one of those people, honestly, if they keep looking this good. But it's crazy that San Antonio, if they beat OKC, they could already get one. And this is going to be the worst they'll be in the next 10 years. Wembanyama is probably just going to keep getting better, and Dylan Harper's going to keep getting better. Stephon, I can't imagine gets any worse. He'll probably keep getting better. De'Aaron wasn't even spectacular in the playoffs so far, and they're still. I don't know. It's scary. It's scary. They're a scary team. They're unbelievable, and I'm super excited for the series. I could talk about Cleveland. Detroit got a win today. Pretty much cruised through. Didn't sell this time, because sometimes it looks like they're cruising through and then they kind of blow the lead. I'm very excited for Game 7. Cleveland, they have spacing problems. It's really hard for James Harden to do stuff at times. People are going to crucify James Harden for a lot of the turnovers and stuff. I think Cleveland doesn't help him much a lot of the time. Donovan Mitchell didn't have a great game. They really need to show up, but you got to win another road game, and they haven't really been good on the road. They've really only been good at home, so it's tough. But after Game 7, I'll pop on here and talk about it. But that's going to do it. I'm out. Deuce.